Question number 1 for 20 points. Two-part reference question. Give a complete answer from 2 consecutive verses from the section titled God's Faithfulness. Someone might. Interruption. Green 2.
Someone might argue what someone might say what someone might argue about was saying discussion for the Swedesboro why was submitted to the Cinema SSM standards to claim that we say this the equilibrium of the combination is just.
The response is incorrect for A minus 10. It was interrupted and will be reread to correct. Question number 1 for 20 points. Two-part reference question. Give a complete answer from 2 consecutive verses from the section titled God's Faithfulness. Some might argue what and some slanderously claim what. Red 1.
Some might argue if my falsehood against God's truthfulness and some preaching his word, Romans is connected to sin, or why not say some strange claim that we say let us do evil, but the mere result of the combination is just.
The response is correct for 20 points for red 1.
I prefer.
You may.
It's pretty cool. Thank you, no contest.
Thank you. Question number 2 for 10 points. Scripture text question. Give a complete answer from James chapter 5. Who was both? Interruption. Red 2.
Full of compassion and mercy. The Lord is full of compassion and mercy.
The response is incorrect for A minus 5. It was interrupted and will be reread to green. Question number 2 for 10 points. Scripture text question. Give a complete answer from James chapter 5. Who was both, quote, condemned and murdered? Green 1.
The innocent one who is not opposing it.
The response is correct for 10 points for green 1.
May I concur?
You may. Thank you. Question number 3 for 20 points. Statement and quotation question, 2-part answer. Hospitality, interruption, red 2.
Hospitality is mentioned in 2 verses. Give these verses. Share with the Lord's people who are in need, practice hospitality. Gaius, whose hospitality I and the whole church here enjoy, send you his greetings. Erastus, who is the city instructor of public works and above the court, to send you their greetings.
Response is correct for 20 points. Question number 4 for 10 points from the section titled Submit Yourselves to God. Humble your interruption, green 1.
Humble yourselves before him, the Lord.
Response is correct for 10 points for green 1. Question number 5 for 30 points. 13-part answer. Give the complete references for the verses in which Abraham's interruption, red 3.
In which Abraham is named. Romans 4, 1, 2, 3, 9, 12, 13, 16, 18, Romans 9, 7, and 8, Romans 11, 1, James 2, 21, and 23.
The response is correct for 30 points for red 3. Question number 6 for 20 points. Give a complete answer from 2 consecutive verses from Romans chapter 10. We proclaim interruption, red 2.
We proclaim what? If you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. But what does it say? The word is there, it is in your mouth and in your heart. That is the message concerning faith that we proclaim.
The response is correct for 20 points for red 2. Question number 7 for 10 points. Two-part question from the section titled Dead to Sin, Alive in Christ. What no interruption? Reading 1.
What no longer has mastery over whom? Death no longer has mastery over him.
Response is correct for 10 points for reading 1. Just a point of order for the room. If everyone would please silence your phone, we are hearing some noises up here, okay? So everyone should have their phones off or silenced. Thank you. Question number 8 for 20 points. Give a complete answer from 2 consecutive verses from the section titled The Law and Sin. After interruption, read 2.
After exclaiming, "What a wretched man I am," what did Paul say? "Who washed me from this body that is subject to death? Thanks be to God who gives me through Jesus Christ our Lord, so that I must from my mind and slip God's all, but I must from nature sake of all sin." Who rescued?
I'm sorry, the response is incorrect for -10. For green 2, it was interrupted and will be reread to red. Question number 8 for 20 points. Give a complete answer from 2 consecutive verses from the section titled The Law and Sin. After exclaiming certainly not, what did Paul say? Red 3.
Nevertheless, I would not have known sin was had it not been for the law, for I would not have known what coveting whether it was of the law had not said, "You shall not covet," but sin seizing the opportunity afforded by the commandment produced in me every kind of coveting, for apart from the law, sin was dead.
The response is correct for 20 points for red 3.
May I confirm?
You may.
I looked at it, and then I didn't. I forgot. Thank you, Dr. Tucker.
Thank you. Are there contests? Time out green. Time is called. We are on question number 9. Question number 9 for 10 points. Give a complete answer from the section titled Present Suffering and Future Glory. Through wordless interruption, red 1.
Through wordless groans. What does the Spirit do? Intercedes for us.
Response is correct for 10 points for red 1. Question number 10 for 30 points. Essence completion question from Romans. Finish in essence this first. Question number 10 for 30 points. Essence completion question from Romans. Finish in essence this 13-verse section, quote, love, green 2.
Love must be sincere, we will cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in love, honor of yourselves, and never be lacking zeal, but give yourselves to purpose, serving the Lord. Be joyful and happy, for faithful in prayer. Share the words of God, and practice hospitality. Blessed is Christ, blessed be Christ, rejoice to those who rejoice, know others and mourn. Live in harmony with one another, not be proud, but willing to associate with people who do not be conceited. Do not be anyone who gives to right as everyone, if it is possible, as far as sometimes when you live in peace with everyone. Do not take advantage of your friends, believe in God, for others, for it is my defense, our guys, as the Lord will conquer man. If you had me something to see, so you give me something to do, if you couldn't call, so it said, yeah, but come be what okay, good. In doing so,
Response is correct for 30 points for green. Question number 11 for 20 points. 3-part answer. Nevertheless, what was interruption? Red 3.
What was true that happened that Paul said? Nevertheless, death reigned from the time of Adam to the time of Moses, even over those identities of every king, commanded and was a pattern of the ones who come. Nevertheless, in order that sin may be recognized as sin, it is supposed to bring about my death, so that through the commandment sin may become under the sinful. Nevertheless, I would not have known sin was had it not been for the law, for I would not have known what company with it was of the law, and I said, "You shall not covet." Nevertheless, in order that sin might be recognized as sin and use what is good to bring about my death, so that through the commandments sin might become utterly sinful. Nevertheless, I would not have known what sin was.
Response is correct for 20 points for red 3. Question number 12 for 10 points. Give a complete answer from the section titled God's Righteous Judgment. There will be interruption. Reading 1.
There will be trouble and distress for whom? Every human being who does evil. First they do that for the Gentile. There will be trouble and distress for every human being who does evil. First they do that for the Gentile.
Response is correct for 10 points for review 1. Question number 13 for 20 points. Give a complete answer from 2 consecutive verses from Romans chapter 8. About groaning, interruption, right 2.
About groaning, what does Paul say? We know that the whole creation has been groaning as in a painful childbirth right up to the present time. Not only so, but we ourselves are the first creatures of the Spirit, and really as we the great we are adopted into sonship, the redemption of our bodies.
Response is correct for 20 points for red 2. Question number 14 for 10 points from Romans chapter 4. How persuaded was interruption, red 1.
How persuaded was Abraham that God had power to what he promised? Fully persuaded.
Response is correct for 10 points for red 1.
Your Honor, please.
Are you ready to test? I'm not reading. Time is called. We are on question number 15. Question number 15 for 20 points. 2-part chapter analysis answer. Concerning advantage, interruption, red 3.
Concerning advantage, what questions are found that Paul asked? What advantage then is there of being a Jew or by certain circumcision? Do we have any advantage?
Response is correct for 20 points for red 3. Thank you. Question number 16 for 20 points, 6-part answer. Condemnation is mentioned, interruption, red 2.
It's mentioned in which chapters? Romans 2, 3, 5, 8, 14, James 5.
Response is correct for 20 points for red 2. Question number 17 for 30 points, 2-part reference question, 11-part chapter analysis answer. Romans chapter 6, interruption, red 3.
Romans chapter 6 contains particular messages and asks which questions. By no means those things result in death. What shall we say then? Shall we go and say that the grace may increase with those who died and said and would live in it no longer are judged? All of us are better than the persons who were better said it was death. What then shall we say? Because we are not under the law but under grace, don't you? When you offer yourselves as sons to be your says your says the one you made with your senses and which is that will be doomed to cease to righteousness. What benefit did you reap by that happen the things you were not ashamed of? Don't you know that when you offer yourselves as someone as obedient slaves, your slaves to the one you obey with your slaves, the same which is that you will be which leads to righteousness? What then? What shall we say then? Shall we go and say that until the grace may increase?
Response is correct for 30 points for red 3. Red 3, did you test your buzzer? Give me the shoe name. Judah. Question number 18 for 10 points. Scripture text question from Romans chapter 7. Father Paul, interruption, read 2.
As Paul completes the phrase subject to death.
The response is incorrect for -5. It was interrupted and will be reread to read. Question number 18 for 10 points. Scripture text question from Romans chapter 7. How does Paul complete the phrase, quote, prisoner of? Read 2.
The law of sin.
The response is correct for 10 points for read 2.
Excellent.
You may.
Thank you.
It's an error on green 2 and it's out for 2.
Green 2, would you test your button and give us your name? Hannah, thank you. Now, question number 19. Question number 19 for 10 points. Two-part question. What means riches? Interruption. Green 1.
What means riches for whom? Their transgression, the Gentiles.
I'm sorry, the response is incorrect for A-5. It was interrupted and will be reread to read. Question number 19 for 10 points. Two-part question. What means riches for the world and what means riches for the Gentiles? Red 1.
For the elect, for the Gentiles. But if your transgression means riches for the world, how much greater riches for the conclusion correct?
Response is correct for 10 points for red 1. Question number 20 for 20 points. Essence question, two-part answer. Give in essence the verses in which swords are. Interruption, red 3.
In which swords are mentioned. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall trouble or hardship or persecution or famine or nakedness or danger or sword? For rulers hold no terror for those who do right, but for those who do wrong. Do you want to be free from fear of the one authority, then do is right, you be commanded. For the one authority is God's for your good, but if you do wrong, be afraid of who is not bad for no reason. Their God's circumstances or wrath, and we punch on the wrongdoer.
The response is incorrect for Romans 10. It was interrupted and will be reread to read. Question number 20 for 20 points. Essence question, two-part answer. Give in essence the verses in which swords are mentioned. Green 1.
Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall trouble or hardship, persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or danger, or sword? For the one in authority is God's servant for your good, but if you do wrong, be afraid, for the losing not by the sword for no reason. Their God's servant takes of wrath, be position on the wrongdoer.
Response is correct for 20 points for green 1. Are there any contests?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, concur?
Thank you, Doug.
That's quiz out for green 1.